From this withdraw not thine hand, for he that feareth God shall come forth of them all. Wisdom strengtheneth the wise more than 10 mighty men which are in the city. For there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not. Also take no heed unto all words that are spoken, lest thou hear thy servant curse thee. For oftentimes also thine own heart knoweth that thou thyself likewise hast cursed others. All this have I proved by wisdom. I said, I will be wise, but it was far from me. That which is far off and exceeding deep, who can find it out? I applied mine heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom, and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. Lo, this only have I found, that God hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Chapter 8. Who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. I counsel thee to keep the king's commandment, and that in regard of the oath of God. Be not hasty to go out of his sight. Stand not in an evil thing, for he doeth whatsoever pleaseth him. Where the word of a king is, there is power. And who may say unto him, What doest thou? Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
Here's the fear. I had fear of people. I had fear of getting up, putting my face in front of a camera, and talking. I had a fear of people's opinions. But it didn't stop me from doing that exact thing. Talking every day about just whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. Just whatever. My purpose is to show everything that I can see in the dark. Bring it to light. And then you can be the judge of whatever. It doesn't matter. In order to conquer that fear, here's what you got to do. Push record. Show your face and talk. That's how I got rid of that fear. Without having that fear, I can't reap the benefits of, some think I'm going to get reaped. However, I wouldn't be able to reap the benefits that I know that has worked for people. It's benefits of your mindset. Just freeing up your mind. If I listen to the spirit that's driving fear, if I was listening to it more, I hear it. I listen to what fear is. I feel the fear. But the only way to get a greater satisfaction out of defeating the fear is by having it, going through it, surpassing it, stomping it, and leaving it at the door. That's no longer a fear. Already went through that. So there's different levels of fear that I still have to experience. The fear that everybody's worst fear, you're going to face it. we're all going to face our fears. So get ahead of the game and see the fear coming. And then just play it out in your head and see how all the feelings go through your body and your mind and soul, and then flush it out. Nobody's truly prepared for anything that they're unprepared for when it comes to fear tactics that are going to be instilled. But you still got to face them anyway. Is there something that you fear in your life that you just, I mean, skydiving for one. Don't most people fear that? I do. I fear skydiving. But when I go skydiving, then I would face that fear. And then after you're done, you look up at an airplane and you'll say, man, I jumped from one of them freaking things. I never thought I'd do that. And then still live to tell the story about, you're skydiving. So when you go outside and you see airplanes in the sky, you'll look at them like, I don't have that fear anymore because you went through it. The fear of public speaking. When you're publicly speaking, whether it's right directly in front of many people, hundreds or thousands, or through the mirror, the black mirror, where you can talk to hundreds and thousands of people. This is a public channel. So all my thoughts they're out there. So anybody can listen to them. Anybody can hear them. And anybody can agree, disagree, or just change the channel. Like, you don't even know what the hell he's talking about. Well, half the time I don't know what the hell is going on. Therefore, my interpretations will be wrong at that time because I'll still say how I feel regardless, and then I'll be corrected later on. Because that's how knowledge increases. You just gotta, whatever happened, just shut that door, move on. So there's many fears that have driven me to get here right now, to still be talking and putting my face in front of the camera and saying how I feel about everything in the world without filter. I don't need to filter it because I'm not from the inside. This is entertainment to those that are in charge because it's got to be somewhat kind of fun to say all your words, speak your language, and see if anybody out there can catch on and interpret what it is. And then if you can interpret what it is, well, then you can communicate. And then that's the part that only those that have the ability to do that can understand what I'm saying. And you guys that understand this are trying to show it to other people because it's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to circumstantially, with all the evidence I can get, prove that Derek Burroughs, Jonathan Kleck are speaking directly through the camera to me and others. If you're either written in the book or you're not written in the book. If you're not written in the book, you have no idea what's going on, what's happening in the world, and you're probably not paying attention to YouTube either. It's like YouTube is the platform that assembles all this and all these people, all the knowledge of the Bible. I just don't have that knowledge of the Bible. That'll take years and years of still, talking to everybody after all the truth is seen. Where all the lies are exposed, all the truth is seen, and then you can start putting the Bible together. So right now I'm just trying to figure out what my role is in these end days and what everybody else's role is as well, because when you know who's who, it makes it easier to communicate. But here's the thing, I could have just shut my mouth and never entered into the YouTube world. I could have never said anything about anything on TV. Why did it matter that these shootings are so obviously fake and set up that it's so ridiculous? Where's the outlet? Like, how do you get this disgust out of your heart? My way of getting the disgust out of my heart was to show you what I'm seeing and then mock the person doing it to show you how ridiculous the message is. That was my wife's idea, by the way. She told me that, why don't you, like, if you're wearing your wig, why don't you imitate the person, show the person you're imitating, and then show yourself? I'm like, God, that's a good idea, honey. So blame her for it. She needs to be held responsible for my actions. So I got disgusted as all hell, and that was my motivation. The fear I had at that time was not saying anything to anybody. That was the fear that drove me to say something to everybody. It's fear is so necessary that people are so fearful of. Fear is a healthy damn thing to experience, and then get the experience, conquer the experience, and never let that fear travel back into your veins ever again for that particular situation that you went through. It's one step at a time to shut the door on the fear. Just whatever you think is going to put you in fear, face it. Just face your fears. Fear of the Lord, that's where that part has driven me to say something. Because if I didn't say something, and I just know top of my heart that these events are set up, and ain't nobody dying like that. So I had to try to prove it as best way I could. So I would show clips of people and the situations and just the loopholes in the stories. Then present my circumstantial evidence to whoever will listen and whoever will continue to watch. And then that's when I found some more people that were interested in my channel. But man, you guys had such a strong opposition opinion towards what I was doing and saying, but it's like you were my biggest fans. You wouldn't stop watching and commenting. And then it's like, what is this? Now I get what it is. There are people sent my way to poke me. Poke. Try to get what you can out of me and poke me, to move me and chastise me and get, just trying to, I don't know if you know it or not, but all it does is sharpens the person that you're poking and prodding. But I have a feeling that the person at the very top already knew that. The person up top already knew that that would be the result of poking and prodding someone. And then they'll see that up top. And that was the whole point. You're in the bottom, myself, I'm here in earth, in this pit that we live in. And then I'm communicating up straight. Like, I tried to go and talk to other people, and I don't think you were delivering the message that I was trying to come across with to the person in charge. So what I did was I kind of weaved through yous, and I had to go to what was up at the very top there and start communicating with them. Now that I know that I'm communicating with them, and it's just pretty damn obvious. But what's the big deal? What am I going to say, that I don't think that they have the ability to shut the world down and just eliminate everybody and anybody that they want to and keep whoever they want if they comply with what they need you to do, which goes back to the fear thing again. I know people say you don't fear anything. I don't fear nothing. Well, if you're part of an organization and you're seeing things that you don't like anymore, you were part of an organization at first and you didn't, everybody's ignorant until they learn, until their knowledge increases. So let's say if I was part of an organization and I started to wake up exactly the way that I woke up because Harold Camping got my attention. One person on planet Earth got my attention. So I started listening to him, and that's what woke me up. And let's say I was in an organization and I didn't want to be in it anymore because of what I'm seeing. And I'd rather tell the truth than have a job. The fear of speaking the truth when you're in one of these organizations and you have assignments to watch people and channels like myself and to say certain things but pretend you're not part of the organization. Are you or are you not living in fear because you are afraid to say something because you know who your boss is, and it's the same person that I know that I'm talking to? So I know who your boss is, the capability of what your boss can do to you. Why would it be any different that he can do that to me if I don't shut my freaking face? I'm taking a major chance here, continually talking about these things that I obviously can see, and who's responsible for it. They can see that too. That's what's amazing about this whole thing. So now what? What do you do? Well, still got to get thrown through the lion's den. Still got to get thrown through the fire. It rains on the just and the unjust. It's no different from anybody. We all have to go through it. So the fear is speaking words. Are you afraid to say certain words because you know that? Well, I know that too. You get crucified daily when you speak of the things that pertains to the world as to what they're doing, and you can see it. They send people in your direction to attack you. Evil is sent by God. God watches over the evil. Evil is necessary. It just is. Evil is necessary. Fear is necessary. Oh man, the amount of fear that I had before I hopped on YouTube, because I used to drive back and forth with my brother. He's a conspiracy theorist, but not, not like this. He thinks I am freaking out of my mind with the sun being not real, like it's a made up object or something. He'll see. But we would talk about how Obama, when he was the president, and all this Antichrist talk is coming about, and man, I'm just looking at they're just going to straight kill us. Like, it's just sickening. There's nothing you can do about it either. That was, the sickness in my heart it was like worse than being in prison when I went to jail for that period of time that I had no idea when I was getting out. No clue. That's kind of what people are going to go through now when this stuff jumps off. They're not going to have any clue when they're getting out. Blessed is he who waits to the 1,335th day. I've already experienced this timeline of not knowing when I'm getting out of prison, thinking I'm doing like 5 to 10 years for my charges, when all I did was try to steal a radio, run from the cops, and they beat my ass. So, but what are you going to do? They'll overcharge you with things if you can't defend yourself. If you are fearful of defending yourself and not opening up your mouth and speaking things to the judges of the earth, well, then you're going to do more time. fear inside of courtrooms. I feared, oh my God, would I fear going in the courtrooms. It's my life on the line. I defeated that fear because I gained custody of my son through the fear of losing him. Before that, when I was in jail, I prepared for my speech because I was showing the judge that a year and a half of my time is enough. It's enough. I got to get out here. I got to go back. I got to get my son. He's in a bad situation. Here's why I deserve to leave, Your Honor. And I gave him all my paperwork of victims awareness, anger management, NA, AA, completing the classes, voluntarily going to the classes and completing them because I knew that I needed them. I feared going into those rooms, talking to people, with people talking about their problems. It was fearful. I conquered half of it at that time, and then I'm learning the other half on social media, doing that, communicating with people, knowing that now my words are being heard. Now I can mature up quickly. I need to have a quickening spirit of maturity because I said a lot of those things before, not really thinking anybody's listening. Look, I'm talking to myself. In all honesty, what the hell am I doing? I'm talking to myself. Nobody's here. But I know it's getting through to people, so I'll keep talking. But ultimately, I'm just talking to myself, and people have strong opinions about my opinions. Why? Like what? Why? What is it with my words? Why is it that people have problems with it, and you can't just push the stop button and go away? Why is it that the people in charge of the planet are listening to my words? All they can keep doing is showing my circumstantial evidence that it's true. Without fear. Without fear. I don't fear that. I still have fears in my heart that I'm going to experience and get rid of them. I can name all my fears too, and you can use it against me. But what happens when all of those fears that I named, that you use it against me, and I conquer those fears, and at the end I'm standing up? I stand up. What happens at that time when people who still have judgment in your heart towards me because you don't like the things that I'm saying about you, even though it's true, half the things, maybe they're not true. They were accusations. I was wrong at that. I did it plenty of times. Did it very recently. I'm sorry for all the accusations to everybody that isn't true. I'm not sorry for every accusation because the other ones are true, and the ones that know that they're true, how can you deny it? So if you're still holding resentment against me and judgment against me, what if all those fears that your boss is going to instill into me, and in the end I stand up from those fears and conquer every one of them? And all I was trying to do was just tell you, I got a message from Thou art Father in heaven. He wants both sides to come together. He wants you to nail this hand over here to a sure place, this hand over here, fasten that to another sure place. That way it doesn't come down. That way this side comes together in the middle with this side, and the hands stretched out are fastened to a sure place. That's what my Father wants from heaven. As it is in heaven, so shall be on earth. So what if, in the end, I'm standing up, I endured to the end, and it's the 1,335th day? I forgive everybody for whatever it is that you did to me. I don't even care. What does it matter? It's words. If you get offended, well then your spirit's not strengthened enough. Many will be offended. In whose name? Am I speaking his words, or am I speaking the opposition's words? Or am I speaking both? That's a scary, frightening thought, ain't it? Maybe I'm speaking both, because I've turned the other cheek too many damn times. Now I'm swinging, because I've already been on that side. You guys have been swinging the entire time. Now it's time to turn the other cheek. It's upside down. Everything that Kleck was talking about is freaking dead on. And I judged him for it because of my ignorance, because I didn't know any better. So the people that he's commanding underneath and that Derek are commanding, it's you guys. Some are for me, some are against me. Some can't wait until, oh my God, right? What if I am the one that endures to the end? And after everybody is standing in shame, you know I already forgave you for everything. Thank God for that, right? Who wants somebody in charge of them that doesn't forgive them? Is there somebody going to be in charge that has a problem with me? Do they have a problem with my words? Is somebody going to be put in charge? I know somebody's promised to be put in charge. I know that for sure. But see, I'm relying on my God to save me. And you know how I'm relying on that? By Him giving me a strong desire to speak His words through my mouth to the ends of the earth, get through to all the people that need to listen. Once they finally get these words, and everybody drops what they're doing, and both armies come together, well then my reliance on God is that He's going to use that energy over the last 3 years that I've been pushing out, producing day after day after day after day, because of an eager desire that I have for what the hell ever reason it is, but it is. I'm relying on my God to change the heart of the leader of planet Earth. That's my delusion that I have, right? Man, imagine that. Speaking a bunch of words, a bunch of nonsense. I don't even make sense of it half the time. But I kind of know what they're saying and what they're doing and planning and all the sign language. But who else knows? Some of you do, some of you don't. Some of you could care less. Like, no, but some of you are like, wait a minute, I do work for him. And this does seem the way that Rob's saying, that would be the fear in your heart that is definitely a strong, necessary fear, because it's opening up your mind to the fact that, wait a minute, what is it, what does Derek want from us? What does Kleck want from us? We were promised a big house and beautiful life and all that stuff. See, there's a bunch of signs that they're fake ones. I see that too. It's like baseball. They do a lot of this because it gives a chance to point to yourself and just kind of give a heads up of who's you're talking to and all that. But it's still slick. I enjoy it. So the fear is healthy to have when you experience it and then flush it out and move on. I'm not saying to you that I'm living in fear every day from the same thing. No, it's the fear of being wrong towards judging the truth. I've judged the truth so much that I'm wrong. So I had to repent for that. It's not going to truly change how people feel about me, where, fine, to all the agents that do not like me, and you'll continue to hate me or whatever. Or you don't even, just doesn't matter. You know I'm done. I'm a piece of shit. I'm out of here. And that's how you truly feel about me. That's fine. Give it to me then. I'll take what you hate about me and I'll just put it on this shoulder here. And I'll take what everybody else loves about me and I'll put it on that shoulder there. That way there's a balance, so it can stay balanced. Because I'm not going to go one way or another. I'm not going to start hating on you because you have more hate on me. Just put it on my shoulders. I'll take it. I'll bear it for you. I'll take it to the cross. I'll nail it up. That way we can take all of our problems that we have, take it to a literal cross, everything that problems that they have and you have, everything, and then we'll just nail it up and be done with it. I'll take that. When I endure to the end, I know it's going to be tough because that's the fear that I have. I have to endure to the end. I can see it coming. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but it's coming. It's probably just best that I get this stuff out of the way now because I know I'm getting but I'm trying to do crunches first. I'm just trying to get prepared for the low blow so it doesn't hurt as much. So repenting publicly to everybody, I'm sorry. I truly am sorry for judging anybody for the wrong things. But if I'm right, there's no reason to repent. I'm repenting for what I did wrong. If you continue to say I'm doing something wrong when you know in your heart I'm not, you need to repent. And I did my job. My hands are clean from your blood. I've warned the entire world. My hands are clean from that too. If you see the sword coming, blow the trumpet. Don't fear saying something because it's true, because you might be held accountable for it. But if you signed a documentation with your name on it that you're part of an organization, or vowed or vouch or bowed or whatever certitude, or you got a tattoo or something, I don't have one. I can say whatever I want. But just know this, that I'm putting my life in danger for it, because I do realize that the people I'm communicating with run the planet. And you can zap me down at any moment for any reason, any time at all. But why would they? I'm an asset to them. I can read their language. They know that, and I know that. So why would you get rid of somebody like that? Well, maybe on YouTube, but the other half